Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the 4 to 5. Clever name because that's how long it's on, from 4 to 5. You got it? My name is Eric, Maddie, Lauren, Jalen Gilkey. He likes me to say his whole name.
There you go.
Full name. Can we add the middle name in there?
No, not yet.
Oh,
not yet. It's too personal.
Maybe
Too personal.
At least I got to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
And Christian's over here too. We're all here.
We're all here today, and we hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. Make sure you head over to our Facebook page, join us on the live stream, because we have a lot to talk about today.
We certainly do. First, let's get to the news this afternoon. We call this the 4 to 5 roundup. 1 year ago today, George Floyd was murdered in Minneapolis. The video of former police officer Derek Chauvin killing Floyd sparked protests around the world. Police reform bills have been passed in several states, but people are still urging more action. Federal legislators have not yet passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, a bill supporters say would prevent other families from experiencing the loss of a loved one to police violence. Well, the CDC is investigating whether a rare heart condition in teenagers is linked to the COVID-19 vaccine. To be clear, they have not said that it is. The condition is called myocarditis and is characterized by the swelling of the heart muscle. Symptoms may include chest pain and shortness of breath, but doctors say they typically go away on their own. The CDC is looking into these symptoms in dozens of mostly teenage boys who got the Pfizer or MODERNA vaccines. They have not made a clear link between the shot and this condition. And don't be surprised if you see the price of toilet paper and diapers increase in the next month. In March, Kimberly-Clark Company announced a price hike for brands like Huggies, Kleenex, Scott, Kotex, Cottonelle, Poise, Depends, and Pull-Ups, just to name a few. Supply chain experts say many production plants had to shut down during the pandemic, and now because of that, prices are going up.
Well, we hit a pretty big milestone in one of our state's coronavirus metrics today. For nearly a year, the governor's coronavirus task force has been giving us benchmarks to reach. One of them was to see our state's percent positive below 5% for 14 days in a row. Well, today we did that for the first time. The percent of positive tests coming back positive has officially stayed below the red line for 14 days in a row. It's a big improvement from what we've seen over the past year.
Well, the U.S. is hitting a vaccination milestone today with half of all American adults now fully vaccinated. It comes as Moderna says its vaccine is safe for kids aged 12 to 17. It plans to ask the FDA to authorize the shots for emergency use in that age group. Now, if approved, it would make the second shot available for kids. Meanwhile, a new report from the Wall Street Journal says an intelligence report indicates 3 employees at a Wuhan, China lab that studied viruses had to be hospitalized. That was back in November of 2019, a month before the first reported case of COVID-19.
An international investigation led by the World Health Organization is something that we've actually been pressing for several months.
China's foreign ministry calls the reports totally untrue, and the U.S. is asking for China to release all information related to research at that lab.
All right, for the most part, it's been a cooler day of weather until now, thanks in part to all those clouds that we had. We started out with clouds this morning, and they held pretty tough, at least through the lunchtime hour and early afternoon. Now those clouds are breaking. We have sunshine, and the warm-up is happening fast. Take a look at these temperatures across the region. Already up to 84 degrees out of PTI in Greensboro, 86 in Winston-Salem, 81 in Asheboro, and 84 over in Lexington as well. And it's humid. That summer humidity has quickly come back. Dew points in the upper 60s to near 70. It's just humid, no matter how you put it. And that will continue as we go into your Wednesday. Notice most of the clouds have been over the Triad and to our east, where it's been more sunny out to the west. Those folks were actually in the 80s well before we were here in the Triad, but now we are also joining the club. On the radar, not too much happening here. There are a few showers and thunderstorms popping up in our mountains and also down to our east. We'll be on guard as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon and into the early evening hours for maybe a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. But if you're looking for beneficial rainfall to water the gardens, water the plants, the yards, that's just not what we're looking at today, and we won't have a really good chance for that over the next several days. Here's how Futurecast plays this out. Again, a few pop-up showers or storms possible through the afternoon, and then going into your Wednesday, we get more sunshine, and it's just going to be plain hot for tomorrow. By the way, the Hoppers are back in action tonight downtown Greensboro, 6:30 first pitch. It will be warm and it will be muggy, and just keep in mind that isolated shower or storm chance, but it should be a nice night for baseball. Tonight, temperatures will drop down back into the mid and upper 60s for all of us here across the Piedmont. Going into your Wednesday, it's a hot and humid day. Good chance for us all to get to 90 again, maybe some low 90s and just a low 20% chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm for your Wednesday. We could be close to breaking a record tomorrow, maybe again on Thursday too. Your full 7-day forecast and how long that heat's going to stick around. It's coming up.
Well, starting this week, hundreds of Guilford County school students will graduate from early middle colleges and traditional high schools. And I spoke with one graduate who was accepted into nearly 20 colleges and received more than $500,000 in scholarship offers. And she did it amidst a family tragedy.
Fayetteville State, Elon, High Point University, so many other ones.
Sanaya Lyles is an exceptional student who's received her fair share of college acceptance letters. 17 to be exact.
Super excited. I'm a tiny bit nervous just to, I don't know, now that I guess I'm preparing to go to college.
Wednesday, she graduates from the Middle College at Bennett. She plans to attend Fayetteville State University in the fall.
I plan on doing crime scene investigation, you know, after getting my degree. And, you know, I do have aspirations of eventually joining the military.
Though her heart is filled with joy, she says the moment is bittersweet. Lyles lost her mom to a heart attack less than a year ago.
In the back of my mind, I'm like, wow, you know, I wish she could be here to see, you know, this and, you know, see me doing, you know, so good.
Despite the tragedy, Lyles maintained a 4.5 GPA while completing her 5th college credit course.
If anything, you know, I just use that as, you know, encouragement, you know, just have to, you know, everything I did before I was doing that, but, you know, I told myself I have to do, you know, 10 times more, you know, to, you know, make her proud.
She hopes her story will inspire others to never give up, even when times are tough. Lyles and her classmates graduate tomorrow at 2:20 p.m. at the Greensboro Coliseum Fieldhouse. Very nice young lady, very exceptional. I mean, she was just so motivated. And just a breath of fresh air to know that she went through a tragedy like that and was able to just maintain a high GPA and keep going.
What a blessing to get. I mean, it's hard to get into schools usually, but to get a scholarship from multiple schools like that is unheard of. And good for her, because now you can just choose. I pick you. You know?
Basically.
Right, and it wasn't just like she lucked out or all of those offers came into her. You think about applying to 17 different colleges, putting in the work to make that happen, applying to scholarships and communicating with people, guidance counselors, teachers, and things of that sort to get recommendation letters. I mean, she definitely put in a lot of the legwork to make this happen. So it just goes to show you what hard work and determination can do. And then I'm sure she relied a lot on her personal experience to push through that.
Yeah, you know, you kind of get out of it what you put into it, and she poured her heart and soul into that, and just hard work, and it's absolutely paid off. Lauren, like you said, what a breath of fresh air and such a good story.
Yeah, and you know, the students have been through a lot in the past year with COVID and everything, so it's just exciting to see them walk across that stage this weekend into next week as well, and hope to see that all the amazing things they do in the future.
It's exciting.
Pretty cool.
4.5 GPA.
4.5.
I know, right?
Eric, what was yours? Just kidding.
I'm
Just kidding.
not talking. Let me just say this. It wasn't 4.5.
Ditto.
Mine wasn't either. It was up
Y'all
there.
are
but
all smart. Brilliant.
We made it, didn't we? We got to where we wanted to go. That's the key here. All right, 4 to 5 continues in just a minute.
I don't
Call out
remember
my grades.
I don't remember that or my SAT score.
Eric's just being humble.
It's not important after you get into college.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 4 to 5. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
What would that be? That would be, let me think here.
what is the scale here?
It's 4.0 unless, but with the middle college, I'm sure she took college level.
Yeah, she's completing her 5th
So-
college class
okay.
now.
Who is this?
So when I was
Brian
in school,
Bennett.
college level courses were out of a 5.0.
Okay.
So if you took those, you could get above a 4.0.
Oh, I see. So
with
they
the
gave you
average
extra.
and all in.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe, but I mean, wow.
Because we didn't do, they were just changing to like a 4-point scale as I was leaving high school. So they still did like on a 100-point scale.
Why didn't y'all tell me to straighten the back of my hair?
What?
I just saw it.
On this?
I was like, what is that? Thank you, everyone. Facebook, I know you would have told me. You never fail to tell me when something's wrong. I love you, though.
It's our job. We are the Book of Face.
Dun, 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 dun.
Many are looking to or have already hit the
Hello, everyone.
One of my twins is always saying bet
Sorry.
all the time.
Bet, that means like for sure.
Yes, it means like you betcha, but it's short.
You like how I like that? I knew that.
Yeah, I'll say, I'll text him. I'll say, can you come blah blah? Bet. He writes,
Bet.
okay, bet. I'm like, what are you saying? Please.
Who
please
are
tell me.
these? No.
20 out from LC, ladies and gentlemen.
Many are looking to or have already hit the pools ahead of summer with the easing of COVID-19 restrictions. But some people now have questions about pool and water safety with COVID. WFNY News 2's Brian Bennett spoke with the Cone Health's chief physician executive about the most frequently asked questions.
With summer fast approaching, restrictions easing, and temperatures rising, people are more than ready to hit the water. But just how safe is pool and water fun with some still not fully vaccinated? We spoke with Cone Health Chief Physician Executive Dr. Bruce Swartz to answer some frequently asked questions. Number 1, can COVID spread via swimming pools?
The short answer is no. There is no evidence that COVID is transmitted in water, whether it's a local pool, lake, ocean. There's just no evidence to support that.
Number 2, does chlorinated pool water kill the coronavirus?
The short answer is yes. And that doesn't mean that unchlorinated water transmits COVID. We just know that the evidence suggests that people in a pool have not been transmitted in that situation.
Number 3, indoor versus outdoor swimming. Which is safer?
So we don't know the answer to that. If I were to choose for anyone, I would say outdoors, just because being outdoors is better than being indoors. And of course, I'll take the opportunity to say it's better to be outdoors and vaccinated than being indoors and unvaccinated.
And number 4, if I'm fully vaccinated and hitting the waters, do I have anything to worry about?
No. People who have had the vaccine rarely can get COVID. So there's a 95% efficacy of not being able to catch COVID. And of course, those people who might get COVID, even though they've been vaccinated, are unlikely to get sick and almost 0% chance of hospitalization. So get the vaccine and you're pretty safe.
And yeah, guys, I really don't know what else you want me to say because Dr. Swartz pretty much answered everything. Basically, bottom line, make sure you're vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to worry about any of those questions that were just asked. So me being fully vaccinated, I'm just looking forward to hopping in the water.
But I'm glad that you asked him that, Brian, because as we know, kids younger than 12 can't get the vaccine yet. And who's in the pool? Kids younger than 12
Right.
a lot of times. So I'm glad that you addressed some of those concerns for parents out there who may be watching.
I think if anything, it just kind of reassures all of us that yes, the vaccine works and it's what we need to do. And I respect anybody's choice. If they say I don't want to do it, I think it's better for all of us if more of us got vaccinated than not. That's just my opinion. But I'll kind of second what Maddie said, Brian. I'm glad you asked that because it seems like every time you turn around on social media, there's another avenue or a way of thinking about this that makes you go, well, wait a minute, and the naysayers are always out there. Oh, you can get sick if you do this, if you do that. We need to clear all that up.
Just to piggyback on what everybody has already said, I think it just creates a lot of ease and gets us excited and ready for the pool time this summer.
Exactly, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So, hey, let's dive in.
A lot of pools open this weekend, too. It's good timing. What do you think about that? Is that the purpose of this?
What,
I like
me?
it. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, come on, Maddie. I mean, of course.
Always a step
Always looking for
ahead,
the good
Brian. Always helping us out. I love it. All right, the 4 to 5 is heading to break, but we are live on Facebook throughout the commercials. So what are you doing? Come on over and join us.
Hello, Facebook. Jay Eanes with a spectacular joke this go around.
Thank you. I like
Oh,
this ring. You know,
Lauren went to her desk, so you might want to bring her mic down. She had to run to the newsroom for a minute. Jay Eanes said, what did he say? It was a chicken dating joke. What was that thing? I just told it to Maddie.
Hen's meat.
Yeah, he said something.
Oh, I just gave away the punchline.
I know you can see. Oh, great. You give the punchline first. Where is it? He said something about, oh, I used to run a dating service for chickens, but I was struggling to make hens meet. Hens meet.
I like it.
As long as we're doing the sound of the letter H, can I tell you that my family makes fun of me because they say I say the W's and the H's and WH's. I'll say like whipped. Whipped. I say like Stewie on Family Guy. Yeah, like Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
I got some Cool Whip in my freezer.
I say White House. I don't know if I do that or
Listen,
not.
you realize how interesting your speech patterns are when you watch yourself back or listen to yourself on a recording.
So I asked us an audiologist once about why.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. When you look in the mirror, what voice do you hear?
Today on U Day, Coach Lamont helps us discern the voice and by doing so, find our inner strength.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Now, before the mirror answers that question, are you prepared to hear the truth? Unfortunately, everyone's confidence is not as certain as the evil queen in Snow White. But it is fair to ask the question in that moment, whose voice are you listening to when you look in the mirror every day? Are you listening to the inner champion, the overcomer, or are you listening to the nagging voice of insecurity, disappointment, and past failure? It just may be time to wash that mirror clean of all the lies and start afresh with a voice who recognizes the greatness that lies within you. So I discovered that the mirror can try to convince you that you are something you truly aren't. You must be willing to turn the frequency and start speaking to yourself as the champion that you are. You have the power to change the narrative. Let today be the start of a brand new reflection. This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best U Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, it was a cool and cloudy day early on, but that has quickly changed as we've gone throughout the afternoon. Those thick clouds have really started to break up. We've got more sunshine across the Triad, and we are warming up quickly, especially this time of the year. It doesn't take long once that sun comes out. Live look over downtown Greensboro right now. You can see those clouds clearing, more of that sunshine starting to shine through, and it's warm. 84 degrees out at PTI right now in Greensboro, and generally all in the low and mid 80s at this point. 86 in Winston-Salem, 82 in Asheboro, 84 in Lexington as well. And notice how long it took for us to get to this warm up. Temperatures really struggled to get much higher than the 70s most of the day. Those clouds were pretty thick early on, but once they started to clear out, we were off to the races as far as the temperature gain goes. And I'm wondering just how much more heating we can do this afternoon. As the day starts to get a little bit later, it'll be harder to do. Of course, looking at the radar, things are quiet here at home. Busier afternoon of weather back to the west in the mountains. You notice these showers and storms popping up right along the spine of the Appalachians, but they're not really moving our way at all. Still, nonetheless, we'll keep a low chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm in as we go throughout the afternoon. Here's how our Futurecast plays this out. Really, once sun sets, no more issues, and we're mainly clear for your Wednesday. A stray shower storm possible for your Wednesday, but I don't really have high hopes for that. High pressure in control of our weather, still sitting down to our south. That continues to push in that warm and now much more humid air than we've been used to the past couple days. Cold front up to the north, that'll start to work its way a little closer to us as we get into the weekend. And I'll tell you, the start of Memorial Day weekend is not going to feel like Memorial Day weekend, although it does get a little bit better for Memorial Day as we start next week. For tonight, passing shower or storm not out of the question. We'll see clearing skies with temperatures dropping down into the mid and upper 60s here at home, and generally the same story, low and mid 60s back to the west in the foothill and mountain communities. Just plain hot for your Wednesday. That's just about all I can tell you. It's another hot and humid day. We have a really good shot again to get to 90 degrees, if not some lower 90s for some folks tomorrow afternoon, and that will put us in record-breaking territory. It's going to be close. Forecast for tomorrow is 91. The record for tomorrow is 93. So we'll come close, maybe even scare that record. Tomorrow we'll have a tougher shot at doing that though going into Thursday. 91's the forecast again for Thursday. 95 is the record for that day. Nonetheless, we'll come close and we'll keep a close eye on that to see if we can break any of those records. 7-day forecast, it's just hot and it's humid for several more days to come, and it's really dry, folks. I'll tell you what, we could use a good rain for the yards, for the gardens, for the plants. It's just not in the cards over the next few days. Going into Memorial Day weekend, though, it really does cool things back off down into the 70s by Saturday, and we'll have a good chance at getting some rain Friday night, overnight into Saturday before things start to dry out a bit going into the end of Memorial Day weekend. Sunday, not looking too bad. Partly cloudy skies, cooler too. 73 for Sunday. We'll be back close to 80 with sunshine for an early look at your Memorial Day. And that's your forecast. Your 4 to 5 is coming right back.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm back. Mic check. Mic check, walking down the hall. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. 16, 22, 28, 34, 40, 46. What you think? You said what? I was doing a mic check. It's my mic check. I was counting by sixes. Yeah. 6, 12, 18, 24, 34, 40. You know, that's how the game go. 44. Not 44, excuse me, 46. Millions of Americans have been struggling with disrupted or interrupted, I don't know.
You know, millions of Americans have been struggling with disrupted or interrupted sleep during the pandemic. No surprise there. But if you're counting an ever-increasing number of sheep at night, it may not be a new bed you want to look into, but maybe your diet.
Yoga instructor Bethany Lyons has a lot on her plate. She launched her own company during the pandemic, teaching online classes daily. She says healthy snacking is a must.
I eat raw almonds, I eat roasted almonds, I eat salted, unsalted, any kind of almond that there is.
Those nuts may also be helping her sleep at night.
So you're a deep sleeper. Do you think your diet contributes to that?
100%. I think sleep and our energy and all of it is very holistic, right? So it's like the way we live our entire lives.
Nutrition expert Dr. Nicola Vina says there's a reason people who snack on almonds, walnuts, and pistachios might toss and turn a little less at night.
They have high amounts of magnesium, which has been thought to help improve sleep.
Another surprising sleep aid, tart cherry juice.
It contains a small amount of melatonin, and melatonin is a hormone that we have naturally in our bodies that rises right before we fall asleep.
Michael Tanney says he drinks cherry juice a few times a week after dinner.
If I have it at night, I have no issues falling asleep, which is not always the case with other fruits or juices because of the sugar.
Turmeric, the key ingredient in golden milk, is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, which are associated with good sleep. Alcoholic drinks, which might make you feel sleepy at first, can disrupt your REM cycles. Besides ditching alcohol, experts recommend cutting off caffeine after 4 p.m. and avoiding high-fat or heavy meals before bed. Lyons also prioritizes exercise. She says those good habits help her rest a little easier. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
So they're saying that the cheeseburger I want to eat at 11 at night is not a good idea.
Isn't that
I
how
think
it
that's
always
the bottom
goes?
line.
I feel like I get the itis. I do get sleepy when I eat some of those heavier foods before bed.
Absolutely, a heavy meal is gonna put me down every time. I don't understand quite the science on this one here.
They told you. Magnesium in the nuts, melatonin in the cherry juice.
I like all kinds of like cashews and almonds and all that. I love.
I also have used this turmeric soap before, and I guess it does help me sleep because, you know, when I use it, I'm knocked right out after.
There you go, nice and relaxing. I will say, for about a year now, since the start of the pandemic, I have not gotten a good night's sleep. And I have been looking at other mattresses, but maybe I just try this.
Try the cherry juice.
It's cheaper.
That may work.
It's cheap. And I stopped taking my melatonin, and that did help a little bit, which is weird.
I know what your problem is, Maddie. Too much coffee after 4.
Oh, I was like, what?
Too much coffee after 4.
Which one?
That's
so
what she
you may be like Leslie, my wife, Maddie, because melatonin does the opposite for her. It keeps her up if she takes it.
Really?
And so she can't take it at all. I take it all the time, but she can't do it.
Crazy dreams.
Are there any foods that make you all react differently or like cause you to have trouble with your sleep? We talked a little bit about this yesterday, but eating sugary foods when I was a kid, I would have nightmares. I would like wake up screaming. So if I had dessert, I had to have it well before bedtime.
Oh, wow.
It's pitiful.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had any type of correlation with my diet and my sleeping habits. I've always been known to get 9 to 12 hours of sleep.
Oh.
It doesn't really matter where, anywhere. It could be on a bus, on a plane.
Yeah, you can sleep like in a car.
Man, I don't know if it's like all the sports in like the summertime travel, but I can sleep anywhere, however, in the middle of the sun.
I can't do that.
I wish I could get 9 to 12 hours of sleep.
My gosh.
I'm lucky if I get 5.
I was going to say, I don't think I've got that since I was 8. I'd never get that much sleep.
Jalen, we envy you.
True,
Yeah.
true. All right, let's take a short break. The next 30 minutes of the 4 to 5 coming up.
Take a little nap. We'll be right back.
Right now.
Come on now, nothing like a good nap.
12 hours.
Yeah.
Nothing like a good nap.
Dream.
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination. Do they have them all the time, you think? Maybe?
Good afternoon and welcome back to your 4 to 5. I'm Lauren Coleman, joined by Maddie Gardner, Eric Chilton, Christian Morgan, and Jalen Gilkey today.
Yeah, happy Tuesday to everybody. Make sure that you are on our Facebook page, our WFMY News 2 Facebook page. We'll chat with you during the commercial breaks. We have a lot of fun there.
A little bit of chat, a little bit of joking around.
That's what happens.
A lot of community going
Whole
on there.
lot of fun,
We would
right?
love to have you. Just head on over to WFMY News 2's page. All right, let's get right into the news this afternoon with your 4 to 5 roundup. An Alamance Burlington school system meeting got heated last night during a public comment period. Two parents shared their concerns over a year in review page of the Southern Alamance High School yearbook. They say that they were concerned about the pages that highlight political and racial issues in America. Four other public commenters expressed support for the yearbook staff. The superintendent, Dr. Bruce Benson, says the district welcomes public input and feedback, but he is disappointed that they were not able to complete the work of the board at last night's meeting. Governor Roy Cooper is directing $51 million in grants to help low to middle income families pay for college. This funding is a share of the governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund. It's federal money meant to help the education sector. Graduating high school seniors from families in those income brackets will get at least $2,800 to cover tuition and most fees at any community college in North Carolina. And some good news for Demon Deacon fans. Wake Forest Athletics says they will have 100% capacity come football season. Truist Field and their other outdoor sports venues at Wake will welcome as many fans as they can hold. They say an increase in the number of people getting vaccinated led to their decision, and they're excited to feel the energy of a sold-out crowd this year. The school says they're working with officials to follow health and safety protocols. Season tickets are now on sale.
Well, if you went to work this morning, it felt one way. If you haven't been outside since then, when you get ready to head home, it's going to feel a completely different way. It's cool and cloudy this morning. Now it's just hot and muggy this afternoon, mostly because the sun has come out. Those clouds were hanging pretty tough this morning. Time lapse over downtown Greensboro today. You can see that, and it took a while for those clouds to really start to thin out. But now we have more sunshine than we do clouds. And once those clouds got out of the way, boy, we've been warming up very, very fast. 84 out at PTI in Greensboro, 86 over in Winston-Salem, 82 down in Asheboro, 84 over in Lexington as well. We're in the 70s back in the mountains. Those folks have been seeing some rain to do as well. And I'll tell you what, guys, the summer humidity, it's back. Didn't take very long, too. And this is kind of a shocker to the system because we haven't felt this in a while. We call this the air that you can wear. Yeah, for a reason. Dew points in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees in some folks. Makes your clothes feel like they're sticking to you. I'll tell you, wearing a jacket outside right now, it's not the most pleasant thing. On the radar, things are quiet though here at home. Some showers and storms popping up in the mountains, but they're not really moving our way. There's also some storms down to our east, so I expect most of us to stay dry tonight, although we'll keep in the low chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. You can see that pretty evident. On our futurecast, again, mainly dry tomorrow. Maybe a stray shower or storm somewhere across the area, but again, tomorrow it's just mainly going to be dry and it's going to be hot. Hoppers are back in action downtown Greensboro tonight. 6:30 first pitch. It will be warm and it will be muggy. Mix of sun and clouds, and we'll just watch for that isolated shower or storm chance. But it's a pretty good night to play baseball in downtown Greensboro. Partly cloudy skies tonight will drop down into the mid-60s, low 60s back to the west in the foothill and mountain communities. And the heat is on tomorrow. All of us have a good chance to get to at least 90 degrees, if not some low 90s in some locations. And that could put us in record-breaking territory. Early look right now at Memorial Day weekend. Well, the start of it doesn't really feel like Memorial Day. We'll have a good chance to get some rain too, and we need it. Friday night going into Saturday. Sunday's a better day. Dry day of weather, but it's still on the cool side, low 70s. Memorial Day actually should end up being pretty nice. Sunshine, upper 70s to near 80, the way it looks right now. We'll dive into your full 7-day forecast coming up in a couple minutes.
So I was a millionaire for a night.
He had a winning $1 million ticket in his hand. Okay, but here's the thing, friends. He works at the store that sold the ticket, and that ticket had just been thrown away by a well-known customer. Is he the millionaire or is the customer the millionaire? Who do you think?
He gave the ticket back, didn't he?
He did.
Wow. I thought it was someone else's trash is another man's treasure.
Right? I mean, you could definitely look at it this way. All right, let me tell you just a little bit more about this, and maybe you'll change your mind. We'll see. The ticket was handed back to the store owners to throw away. They usually stick them in this basket here. So when the son of the owner looked closely at it, he noticed, oh my gosh, the numbers have matched. The family got together to talk about it.
My grandmother said, let's not keep the ticket. It's not right. Just give it back to them. If it's in your luck, you will get it anyhow. If I kept that million, I wouldn't be this famous. So I'm glad I gave it back.
So he's famous. The family talked about it and decided it was the right thing to do. $1 million, that's one thing, all right? But see, this is what this made me think of. These are the kinds of decisions that happen all the time. For instance, when you see a neighbor's college flag that you know normally hangs in their yard and it's blown into the street, do you pick it up? I know it's much smaller, but the root of the neighbor helping neighbor thing is the same.
Well, you absolutely should. I mean, if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, it's you know, the Smith's flag. I'm going to take it back and put it in the yard and let them know what happened.
Yeah, love your neighbor.
Okay,
right?
But is it not the same when it's $1 million?
It is the same, and I believe in karma, so I think what goes around comes around. So it's best just to give it back. You didn't buy the ticket, so.
Maddie's like, ooh,
You got
$1 million
me.
bucks.
You got
I know,
me.
$1 million bucks. I know. Small changes every day, whether you get something in return or not. Kindness to people. We're just going to say that. All right. Hey, coming up at 5:30, we've got answers to your questions about unemployment benefits, the way to prove that you're looking for employment or the new jobs that are out there. You can text your questions to our two experts tonight. The number's at the bottom of your screen right now, 336-379-5775. It all starts at 5:30. We'll see you then.
Well, now that cases are dropping and more Americans are vaccinated, air travel is expected to soar this summer. Today, federal officials outlined changes to keep everyone safe while traveling this year.
Airports are coming back to life.
It's good. It's good to be back. I mean, everyone's following protocols, which is awesome.
And federal officials are expecting even more passengers this summer.
Poised to support the traveling public as we embark on what is going to be an historic return to post-pandemic travel.
With big crowds expected, flyers are being urged to take steps to make the travel experience quicker and safer. They include enrolling in TSA PreCheck to avoid long lines, utilizing touchless technology, and simply allowing extra time at the airport.
While mask rules are starting to loosen in various places, that's not the case in our nation's airports and on flights.
It is a federal mandate that one must wear a mask in an airport, and we will not tolerate behavior that violates the law.
Most passengers we spoke to know the masks are a necessary part of air travel for now.
Do you feel a little safer that that people have to wear masks in the airport?
Well, to be honest, I do, especially because there's a lot, we never know what's coming up next. So yeah, it helps out with, feeling safe.
One challenge that still lies ahead is getting international travel fully back on track.
This is something that we are evaluating each and every day. And what we're going to do is we're going to follow the science and making the appropriate decision for the American public.
Travel experts expect some reopening of international routes this summer.
I will be excited when that happens.
Yeah, me too. I think because we are, as a family, we're flying this summer in July, and it'll be the first time in a long time. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, this is something we have to watch, I think, week by week, really.
So many different changes. I definitely feel more comfortable flying this time around. The last time I flew was Christmas last year. I flew to see my parents, and I had the mask, the shield, and this was before the vaccine.
Right.
So I did have that anxiety.
Yeah.
But now I feel comfortable. I feel good about it.
It's been interesting to see how travel has evolved during the pandemic. And I will say I am glad that masks are still required in those tight spaces, even though people are vaccinated. I think that it's just another precaution that we can take just to make sure that we're keeping everyone safe. Because when you think about it, you're not just putting the people on the plane at risk, but then the people that they see after they get off the plane, and then those people and those people. So it's a bit of a domino effect. But I think it's great. I think the economy is going to be much better off if we can get moving again.
You have to, really. I mean, at some point you have to kind of loosen it up a little bit, but if you think about it, that's recirculated air, in that plane. So I think that is the place. If I were to say that you really need to wear a mask for a while longer, and see, that would be it for sure. All right, let us know what you think on our Facebook page. It is open and free to everyone right now. We're coming right back.
I want to hear about the trips people have planned.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Live vicariously through you.
Me and some of my friends are planning a big birthday bash for next year.
Uh-oh. I'm trying to figure out what I can eat for dinner with things in my pantry. Help me out. I have tuna packets.
Perfect.
I have eggs.
Sounds like
we're running low.
You could make a tuna salad sandwich with that.
Yeah.
You got mayo?
I have mayo, but I don't have bread. So I guess I
You have salad?
No.
It'd be a keto tuna.
I was like, you could put on top of a salad.
That would be good.
All
I
right,
would just
so-
eat it straight out the.
Say what?
I eat chicken salad by itself. So.
Mic check.
I
Mic
eat
check.
tuna
1, 2, 3,
and do,
4, 5, 6, 7.
Mayo and tuna, and then eat it on crackers. I do that.
The
I like
problem is
egg salad sandwiches.
I do
too.
love egg salad. I love egg, tuna, and chicken salad. The problem is I don't have anything to dip it in or dip in it
crackers.
or spread it on.
What else is in your pantry?
Trying to think.
My chef mind is working.
Yeah, some cake mix.
Actually, have you tried the tuna cake?
Ugh.
What?
It's actually really good.
Is
Y'all
that,
never-
are you?
I'm
You're
just making
joking.
it
I
up.
can tell you're joking, Lauren. I'm like, girl. Let's see
That's
what
disgusting.
else. I might have some tortillas, but I don't know how old they are.
You can do
We'll
that.
see. We got to check the expiration date on those folks. I'm notorious for keeping things past their best use by.
Best use by.
And if all else fails, I think I have a frozen pizza.
That'll work.
Well, that sounds like that will work for sure. You can never go wrong with frozen pizza.
I'll keep you updated, everyone. No crackers, Wanda. It's a problem.
The chips will work.
If I have them. The mission is not to spend money this week.
Good luck.
And don't come at me for the Starbucks cup I had this morning. That was free money. It was already loaded onto
was a
my
gift.
card. Yeah, so we're good about that.
I'll take money out and say, this is all I'm going to spend for the next 2 weeks.
And then you spend it
You
in 2
know
days.
what? My friend was telling me that she puts everything into her savings account, all of her direct deposit, and she only puts into her checking where she can get it what she wants to spend for the month.
That's a good way to do it.
But then she overdrafts. So you just got to be aware of that. But I thought that was a really smart thing to do. I've never heard of someone
Well,
doing that.
does it sound smart if we're overdrafting?
Well, if you're on top of it.
You have to, people don't balance their checkbooks
Sound
anymore.
yeah.
You got to do that.
Oh, Facebook need to hear that. I got a Chilton face.
All right, the names have been submitted, and now we wait to see the final decision. The staff of the Winston-Salem-based Carolina Disco Turkeys are sifting through hundreds of name suggestions for their newly adopted peacock. I spoke with President Greg Sullivan about their next steps. Take a look. Greg, one of the coolest mascot names in the history of all sports, the Disco Turkeys. I love it. Tell me the backstory about how you're about to get this new real mascot.
I think it would have been cool to have a disco turkey running around the stadium, but for the safety of the animal, they're kind of hard to corral. So we knew that would be not practical, but we still wanted that element just for the fun of it. So we looked around at places that have disco turkeys, which some people call peacocks. And one place that was somewhat close is Tiger World. We wanted it to be a non-profit, which that's what they are. They're kind of like a tiger, big cat rescue type place. We found a way to sponsor an animal, and it could be our mascot. So it's a win-win for everybody and a lot of fun.
So let's talk about this naming competition. So it just ended, but you were taking names, and I had to ask you, what kind of names were you getting for this to name this peacock?
We've gotten all kinds. One that was kind of weird was somebody put my name, Greg Sullivan, and I don't know if it was like a friend from college or something. We've had, a lot of names we get are like Travolta or Gibb or Gibbs for like Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees.
So Greg, now that the submissions are finished, when will we hear the winning entry?
Yeah, we're gonna show Tiger World some of the best ones we've gotten so far, and sit down and narrow this down with those guys to make sure we all love any of them, and then we'll put it up on social media this week for the public and fans to vote on, and whatever they come up with, as we'll probably put 4 up there to vote, and whatever the crowd says is the best is what we'll go with.
This is great. I can't wait to hear the mascot name. You guys are doing a great job out there, my friend. Oh, nice. Nice. It's our director, Brad, up to his hijinks. So I asked you on Facebook about other strange mascot names for sports teams, and you did not disappoint. Teresa said, Burlington now has the sock puppets. They were the Indians and the Royals. And she wrote, now puppets. Jason Hutchins said the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Never heard of that. It's an LA Angels affiliate. Teresa Galloway said, well, Eric, you got me on this one. I don't have a clue. I am sportless. And Johnny J said, I always thought Tulane's Green Wave was strange. And I actually went to look that up, and that came from some song from 1920. I don't even know what that was, but that's where they got that from. The Green Wave, also the Wofford Terriers. Always thought that was kind of a fun mascot name.
I had to look this up because I couldn't think of any, but I saw Scottsdale Community College had Artie the Artichoke. And then there was a school that had the Fighting Pickle, and I thought those were.
Oh, that's great.
And that was in North Carolina, School of the Arts.
Yeah, and then like the School of Math and Science, they're the unicorns or something, I'm pretty sure. So they get creative with those. I do think mascots are fascinating. Growing up, I thought that a ram was called a Tar Heel because at UNC we're the Tar Heels, but our mascot is Ramesses, so that was always confusing.
At Ashboro High School, our mascot was the Blue Comet, but we never actually had a little blue comet guy that ran around. And I wonder what he would look like.
That's right. You could have done that.
You can still do it.
Lauren, you want to know something that's funny? I actually played against the Artichokes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I went to junior college in Arizona. I went to Central Arizona, and we were the Vaqueros, which is Spanish for cowboys. And so when we played Scottsdale, we played the Artichoke, and like we were walking around. They got a beautiful facility.
The Artichoke.
Everything is so beautiful out there. And then I'm looking around, and I'm like, well, what's their mascot? And it's like this little artichoke. And then I look on the jersey, it says the Artichokes, and I'm like,
we're the Artichokes.
Did they have a person in a costume?
no, they didn't have a person. I didn't see
That
a
would
person
be
in the
fun.
costume. I would imagine they probably did for basketball season. It's a little hot during baseball.
I mean, Eric is our mascot expert.
I have done it. I have been the guy in the costume, and it is very hot in that costume, I can tell you. I
Yeah,
got sick
you know,
the
our
first time.
job had me in a costume one time when I first started here. I was in
This
the
station?
Yeah, I was in the money, like it was during the tax refund time.
No.
I was like a dollar bill.
Don't we have pictures
Shout
of
out to
this?
Tanya Rivera for that one.
Someone get me a picture.
I want to see this.
Yes,
You
it was
probably
probably the worst day of my career.
You know, I worked at Chick-fil-A when I was in high school, and I always thought it would be so cool to be the cow mascot. And then they were like, Christian, you can go be the cow today. And it was a July day. It was 95 degrees.
Gosh.
And they put me on the side of Dixie Drive, Highway 64 in Asheboro. And the fan in the mascot was not working that
You
day.
had a fan.
Oh,
That's
nice.
nice.
I was about to say, at least, you know, Chick-fil-A spared no expense.
Did you
was
do it
brutal.
again?
In the fall, maybe. Not in summer.
You know, we might be able to arrange that. So
we don't have to.
We'll work
I
on
think we could. You remember when the mascots used to come to the station for the ACC
Yes, so
tournament?
much fun.
So much fun.
I
We'll
got,
get back to it.
I got another little mascot thing now. I was watching NBA playoffs the other day, and it was the Memphis Grizzlies playing the Utah Jazz, and I just felt like that should have been reversed. Like the Memphis Jazz and the Utah Grizzlies. Wouldn't that make
Yes.
more
You
sense?
don't know about
That would make
Utah's
more sense.
thriving jazz scene?
I don't know much about Utah. I'm sorry.
That's when the
Facebook,
New Orleans
Taylor.
Jazz moved to Utah, and they kept the name, and everybody's like, what is happening?
Hey,
Exactly.
Make it work. Make it work.
All right, we're going to take a short break. No, we're not. We're going to Christian. Are you doing
You
all
always do that.
Because I always forget
It's
that you're
okay,
Tell us how
Little
beautiful
comment.
it is, Christian.
Take it away, Christian.
Eric's trying to cancel me and cancel my weather segment. All right, it's hot and it's muggy. That really is the forecast. Hey, I do want to draw your attention to something, though, you've probably seen a lot of chatter about on the internet. You probably will tonight and tomorrow morning, and that's the partial lunar eclipse. And while it may be visible for us in the triad, it's really going to be very, very low on the horizon. So there may be a brief period of darkening in the sky from about 5:45 until about 6:05 tomorrow morning. But this is really going to be tough for us to see. This is really going to be tough to see all across the East Coast, more of a out west and West Coast type thing. Do keep your eyes open, though, tomorrow morning. We've got more sunshine this afternoon than we had early on today, and that, of course, has helped us to warm up very quickly this afternoon into the mid-80s, 84 in Greensboro, 86 in Winston-Salem, 82 down in Asheboro, 85 over in Lexington this afternoon, and the summer humidity is back. There's a lot of green on this map, and it's kind of a shocker to the system with dew points in the upper 60s to near 70. If you've been outside lately, your clothes are probably starting to stick to you. I know it's kind of an early taste of summer. Notice how long it took us to warm up, though. Those clouds held pretty tough, at least through the good part of the afternoon. But once we got sunshine, it was off to the races as far as our temperatures went. Of course, you can see the cloud cover has mostly been over the triad and down to the east today. Much more sunshine back to the west, and that's helped those folks to warm up earlier than we did here in the triad. But going forward, the heat is on for your Wednesday. We'll keep an eye to the sky for an isolated shower or a thunderstorm this evening, and just a low chance of a stray shower or storm on your Wednesday. But it's mostly a dry and hot day. Good chance for us all to get into the low 90s, not only Wednesday, but also Thursday as well. Memorial Day weekend, it's going to be much cooler, and we'll have a good chance at some rain too Friday night into Saturday. Memorial Day looking good with sunshine near 80. That's your forecast. We're coming right back.
After allegedly stealing an SUV from a gas station with a 5-month-old baby inside.
Hi there. Do you enjoy weather and news updates? Might I recommend News 2 at 5.
The Jumbo Shrimp. Hey there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina.
I'm learning about peacocks and peahens. There's no such thing as a female peacock. Really? Yes.
Julie was talking? God.
Jess, mic check.
Is it mic check for me? Yes. My FB is so low, so Manning's gonna cue me, just FYI. If you want to scream cues at me, that'd be very helpful. The louder the better. If this is Callie, you gotta bump it up.
Hear that?
No, what'd she say?
She said, okay.
No, I didn't hear her.
Oh boy. Okay.
I didn't hear it all.
I'm gonna cue you.
I could hear like the newscast more, but like during, no, just cue me. I'm.
It is time for my 2 cents. I came across an old video on YouTube yesterday. It was from 2016, but its message is still so relevant. The video is part of a social media campaign called #MoreThanMean. It highlights the online attacks toward female professionals. 5 years ago, when it was released, it gained a lot of attention, as it should have. Now, the video is specifically about the words men tweet at female sports reporters. It's an arena that has been dominated by men in the past. There are several professions and fields that men are more prevalent in, but women are certainly an important part of, and sometimes that's reason enough for them to be targeted. Listen, I know I have a personal connection with this video and this story as a woman who is on TV, but I'm sure that you know plenty of women, people really, who have put up with similar behavior. I've talked about people saying mean things online before, but let's just get real and call it what it is. Harassment, bullying, abuse. I'm not going to repeat the tweets in that video, and I won't read you the mean things that I've seen people write online because the actual text doesn't matter. It's shocking and it's vile, but the point is not what is being said, but that someone is saying it. Listen, we all have opinions and preferences. You are allowed to not like how someone does their job, but why share that when you know it's going to be hurtful? And when those opinions cross a line, there is no excuse. Words matter. I'll echo the end of the video. You wouldn't say it to their face, so why type it? That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Two motorcyclists dead, another hurt. The person who shot them in Rockingham County is still on the loose, considered to be armed and dangerous.
For the first time